going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, you know what to do. See that red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and push that to show your support for the channel. Those of you come and check me out that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. I'm glad you stopped by. So, it's kind of late, sitting around watching The Big Bang Theory, like I usually do. I got them all on Blu-ray. I just run them and run them and run them. It's my favorite show. So I was kind of debating on holding this video off for a little while because there's a few things I want to add, but I got some pretty good ones in here. I figured, hey, let's go ahead and do my top 10 boozy fragrances. Boozy scents. Who doesn't like rum and whiskey? In their fragrances, at least. I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm a beer drinker. But I enjoy some whiskey fragrances and rum fragrances. I'll tell you that. Gin, stuff like that. It's good stuff. So I figured, hey, let's talk about it. I was chatting with Miguel. So what you think, tobacco or boozy? He said boozy. I said, yeah, kind of thinking the same thing. So here we are. We'll hold off on the tobacco fragrances because I want to wait till I get a full-size bottle of Mancera Red Tobacco. Have a decant. I need to have the full bottle. So I do have one honorable mention. A couple of these are summer-oriented boozy fragrances. Some are good for year-round. Some are better in the cold weather. Let's get into it. The only honorable mention I have, this is a favorite of mine. We're gearing to that time of year where it's not really that good of a fragrance to wear as it starts to cool down, which currently in my area I can still wear it, but it's coming. Pretty soon I'll have to just put this on the shelf and leave it be for a while. But we're talking about Vince Camuto Homme. Gin. Fresh, spicy, gin and tonic type of scent. Great atomizer. Oh, it's such a good fragrance. Guys, you see this bottle out there at TJ Maxx and Ross. You've seen it on my list before. Smell it in the air. I love this fragrance. I've seen it multiple times. I'm starting to think more and more as the love affair continues that I need to get my hands on a backup bottle while it's so abundant and it's only 20 bucks for this 50 ml because this is great. Yeah, I love the presentation on them. I do. I really do. I love everything about the way Vince Camuto does their bottles. Great atomizer, but the fragrance is great. That's the best part, right? That's what we're buying it for. Presentation is always nice to have, a good presentation, but the scent, it's a stud, guys. If you haven't tried it, it's out there. Get your hands on it. If you don't see it at your rack stores in your area, you can always get it online, and you can get it online cheap. Vince Camuto Homme. So top 10. So these first two are on the cheapy side. A couple of them are on the cheapy side at the rack stores, but there's some good fragrances. This is a summertime margarita. It's a vintage formulation that I have. I'm getting close to halfway through this bottle. Just goes to show how long it takes me to go through these bottles because I have so many, I can wear them by circumstance. We're talking about Tommy Bahama, Set Sail, St. Barts. Notice it just says Tommy Bahama. Doesn't say St. Barts or anything like that. Has the palm tree in the back. It's a vintage formulation. Yeah, it smells like a margarita. Not everybody wants to smell like a margarita, and everybody says if you can't get Virgin Island water, get this one. Doesn't smell anything like Virgin Island water, but it's a phenomenal fragrance. 20 bucks for 100 ml. They're always at the rack stores. I still need to get a backup bottle because this is one I want to have forever. This is the ultimate vacation fragrance. This is spray it on. You smell like you go and sit at the tiki bar and have some frozen fruity drinks. You're going to smell like a frozen fruity drink. Not everybody wants to smell like it, but I think this is a phenomenal fragrance. It's an eau de cologne concentration, but I actually get 6 hours on my skin. 3 to 4 hours of it, when I walk by, you can kind of smell me. Skin scent for about 2 hours. But not like got to bury my nose into my arm to smell it kind of skin scent. I don't know if it's because it's a vintage formulation. I have smelled the newer bottles that say St. Bart's on them, and the bottle shape's a little more. It's a little more curt, like sharp edges instead of as rounded of an edge as this bottle. That kind of worries me, but I still got plenty to go. So number 10, Tommy Bahama, Set Sail, St. Bart's. To me, the perfect summertime vacation boozy fragrance. It's great. It's got them. I forgot which note is in it. to make it smell like a margarita. Tequila. I don't know how I forgot that. Tequila. You got to have tequila. But great fragrance. So, number 9. The first person to really talk about this was Chad from A Gentleman's Journey. That's what made me go get it. It was 2 years ago, I believe. A year and a half ago. Yeah, about 2, maybe a little over 2 years ago. And lately, I've been seeing it's getting some push in some lists. Kind of surprising. We've got to give Chad his credit. He's the first one to really talk about it. This is a sweet, kind of spicy, but more sweet, I find, cognac note. This is Tommy, Endless Blue by Tommy Hilfiger. Gets a lot of hype. You see it all the time out in the wild. Yeah, it's this sweet cardamom and cognac. It's a sweet fragrance. It really is. You actually get decent performance. This is probably the best performing Tommy Hilfiger fragrance. You can have this big 100 ml bottle for around $20. Like I said, a couple of these are on the cheaper side, and this is definitely one of them. I think it's a little sweeter than you would want for the summer because it looks like it would be a summer fragrance, and the name insists that it would be a summer fragrance, but it's really not. This is really good in the spring and the fall, no doubt. But like I said, it's like a sweet tooth kind of sweet to me. That's what I smell even in the air. The cardamom kind of comes out more once you get it on your skin. But this is anywhere from 6 to 8 hour fragrance, believe it or not, and it gets solid projection. And people love the way you smell when you wear it because it's different. There's not too many that smell like this one because of that cognac note. You see it out in the wild, you're looking for a kind of sweet, boozy kind of fragrance. Can't go wrong with Tommy Endless Blue. Give it a shot. You may fall in love with it. Because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that record YouTube videos that are starting to fall in love with it. Took them time, but they're late to the game, but they're still out there and you can get them, so listen up, you may love it. Next, made a few lists recently. Has a pretty prominent rum note in the opening for about an hour and a half. Plum and rum. When I say that, you know what I'm talking about. Lacoste Pour Homme. The most versatile fragrance I own that has rum in it. You can wear this for everything pretty much. Light on the sprays in the summer, heavy as you want the rest of the year, solid performer, people enjoy the smell. Boss bottled with a heightened plum note and an additional rum note is basically how I look at it. And you know me, I love Boss bottle fragrances, and this is just another variation of it to my nose. It's what I think of. Very woody, sandalwood, got the apple, got a little bit of cinnamon in there as well. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it again. Everybody should own this fragrance. It's the best one from the house. Lacoste Pour Homme, $30 for 100 ml. Why wouldn't you get it? It's good for a lot of things. Moving on, done a recent review on this one. This is kind of dubbed a summertime fragrance, but I think it's more than that. It's more of a 3-season fragrance. The signature note in these is tuberose, but it's got a prominent rum note. The opening and the transition phase into the dry down is gorgeous on this one. It's beautiful, good performer. What are we talking about? Bulgari Man Black Cologne. This thing's great. This is a 60 ml bottle. When I run through it, which is going to take me a while, I hope it's still readily available. I'm not just going to go jump out there and get a backup bottle because there's so many other things I need to get before I start getting all these extra backup bottles. I only get a backup bottle when it's a steal. And it's like, hey, you're crazy if you pass it up. This is borderline in that territory to me. This is a great 3-season fragrance with a rum note. It's fresh enough and citrusy enough in the opening with a white floral aspect to it from the tuberose and the orange blossom to really work well in the summer. And it's great for the spring and fall as well. I don't really see myself pulling for this one in the winter, but spring, summer, fall, which is quite a few months in South, this is a great fragrance. Wonderful. If you can get your hands on it, which it's widely available, get it. If you were debating on getting it, give it a shot. You may fall in love with it. A lot of your favorite reviewers, including myself, because I'm your favorite reviewer's favorite reviewer, just ask them. They're going to tell you this is a great fragrance, because it is. There's no denying it. Bulgari Man Black Cologne. It's not too shabby so far, huh, guys? let's move into 10987, number 6. Sorry about that. So one that is funny for my fall list, I actually had somebody in the comments mention, hey, you should try this. It's great. You'd probably love it. My response was, funny you say that. I actually do have it. It's going to be in my top 10 boozy scents. What are we talking about? Calvin Klein Reveal. This is a sweet boozy fragrance. Big heavy cap. Oh, but it's so beautiful with that brandy note, the agave. Oh, God, I just smell it in the air. Guys, this is wonderful. If you see this one out there, this 100 ml is going to run you $25 at the rack stores. You see it out there, don't think, oh, it's a Calvin Klein fragrance. It's probably meh. This might be the best smelling, for my nose, my taste, best smelling Calvin Klein fragrance I've ever smelled and definitely ever owned. I smell it just floating. It is so, so good, and it's a screamer. This thing's loud. You overspray on this one, you go heavy, like somebody you know, because I spray heavy. I'm bad about that sometimes. That's what I do. You're going to damn near fill a room with this one. It lasts a long time. I've only wore it twice since I got it, because I've gotten it this year, earlier in the year. I get 10 hours with this fragrance. I get a strong 4 to 5 hour push with a, relatively close to the skin mild scent trail after that point, but I got a good scent trail going for the first 5 hours. This thing's wonderful. Get your hands on it. You have to like a sweet, fresh, fruity, boozy fragrance. I know that's a lot of crazy sounding accords. That's crazy sounding mixing all those accords together. God, it's still in the air. But when you smell the end result, might change your life. Calvin Klein Reveal. Get it. It's worth it. Solid top 5 right there. One of my favorites is an honorable mention. Now we're about to get masculine. Let's get into this top 5. So this was the hype train for a long time. You can get them sub $30 range. They don't smell like a sub $30 fragrance. This has been dubbed a niche quality fragrance steal because it is. It's daring. When you wear this one, more than half the people that smell you, you're going to piss them off. Not everybody's going to like this one. It's polarizing. It's a man smell. This is hanging out by the humidor at a cigar lounge with your sports jacket on, smoking a cigar with a nice $12 craft brew because you're a boss like that. Bentley for Men Intense. People are kind of falling off the hype train. I see a lot of people trying to sell them and swap them and trade them. This is a powerhouse. This is blow your nostrils away. This is hardcore leather, smoke, and rum. It's not as spicy as the original. It's more heightened on the leather, the woods, the smoke, and it's just in your face. This is man. This, nothing unisex about this, ladies. You want to wear this one? It ain't gonna work unless you want to smell like a boss type guy. Big beard, got this freaking rubber band full of cash in his pocket, you know what I mean? That kind of guy. Wearing his stainless steel Rolex with his freaking cowboy boots on with his jeans and his sports jacket. That's this guy. This thing will be on your skin the next day. It's a Brillo Pad fragrance. It's loud. It's a 2-spray max fragrance. If you go over 2 sprays, you're intentionally trying to piss people off because you're filling a room at 2 sprays. You can get it for $26, $28. Some places maybe a little less. Some places maybe a few dollars more. But it's in that $30 range. You're not going to wear this everywhere. This is a certain occasion. The reason I have so much, I wear this to my Christmas party. That's it. I don't wear it for anything else because we're going to be on the showroom floor. And it's a big old open area. And I can go 3 sprays on it and you can smell me coming. 30 feet away, you smell me. This thing's serious. You're going to piss people off when you wear this one. You kind of kind of a jerk when you wear this one, just going to be honest with you. Bentley for Men Intense. It's awesome to me. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some women love it, some women hate it. Most guys like it though. So moving on, number 4. A lot of people have asked me why this hasn't been another list. They keep suggesting it. Oh, you need to try this. Oh, you need to try this. Oh, you need to try this. I've had to respond to so many comments saying, I do have it. You just haven't heard me talk about it. This is Smoky Leather Rum. It's good for the fall, but it's great for the winter. You know what that is. It's John Varvatos Dark Rebel. 4.2 ounce bottle. Castoreum note. Oh, it's smoky off the initial spray. God, this is such a good fragrance. Love the details on the atomizer. John Varvatos Dark Rebel. The little kind of plasticky rubber bands on it. The cap. This is quite possibly the nicest cap to me. Because I'm from Louisiana. Who dat? There's that Florida Lee. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Everything about this fragrance. It's one of the best performers from the house. I get about 7 hours with this one. I like to wear it in the winter with a jacket. I'm not a leather jacket guy. I know this is the leather jacket fragrance. I don't have any black leather jackets, brown leather jackets, but I do like wearing this one in the winter. This one's a little on the daring side, not as daring as Bentley for Men Intense, but this is a cool manly fragrance right here. This is bad boy. This is dude with an attitude kind of thing. If you haven't smelled it, you're missing out. You can find the 2.5 ounce bottles for $25 in the rack stores, $30, $35. You can find the 4.2s. You can find them everywhere online for in that same range. This is a great fragrance. It's a manly, manly, manly fragrance. We were playful early on in this list, but we get manly at this point, guys. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out on John Varvatos Dark Rebel. It's the smokiest one in this list by far. And it's a smoky bad boy right next to it in Bentley for Men Intense. So I promised you guys I wouldn't put this line in here anymore, but this is the only one in the line that has booze in it. It's a whiskey note. It's the sweetest one of the group because of the addition of the whiskey note. I just felt like it deserved to be on the list. It did. I'm sorry. I feel like I betrayed you by saying I wasn't going to put Invictus fragrances in here anymore. Invictus Intense, Paco Rabanne. God, it's such a good fragrance. It's heavy on the sweetness. It's the sweetest one of the Invictus line, but it's also the only one with a whiskey note. This is a 50 ml bottle. That's why it's the smallest little trophy. This is my baby trophy. This thing, God, it smells so good. And it's a screamer, and it performs. 12-hour fragrance, over 6 feet projection for several hours, 3-hour range. It's great. Take the original Invictus, heighten the sweetness, add some whiskey. You got Invictus Intense. It's a great fragrance. It's about to get a lot of run from me. And when I start getting down in this range, I'm going to get a 100 ml bottle because I love the Invictus. You can't really see the level. You see I've sprayed it a little bit. This is awesome, guys. It's underrated. It's the most underrated one in the line. You can get them for a decent price. If you run across them out in the wild like I did for this 50 ml, grab it. You won't regret it because you know me. I'm not joking when I say it or when you see that hashtag pop up on screen. It's the truth. I love it. At the number 3 spot. Number 2. You probably figured this was coming at some point. It had to show up on the list. Let's get it over with. The bad boy scent. The on the prowl scent. CH Men Prive. Carolina Herrera. Single men. You need to own it. Just the right amount of sweetness and booziness. It's not super... God, I can taste it even. It's not the most masculine smell, but it's definitely not feminine. There's nothing unisex about CH Men Prive. Every single man... Let me get close. We need to talk about this, fellas. Every single man needs to own CH Men Prive. If you're not married, you need to own CH Men Prive. Y'all ain't married. You never know what could happen. you might end up single. You can be on the prowl again. And this is the one. It's not a screamer. Married men can have it too. Your wife's going to love it. You just can't wear it when you're not with her. Because when you walk by someone with this on, a woman, when it mixes with a male pheromone skin chemistry, it creates a scent that just draws them in. It's not beyond arm's length, but when you walk within a few feet of somebody or walk down a line of a bar with a few women out there, they're going to go, ooh, who is that? Oh my God, that smells so good. Is that him? That's this fragrance, guys. You can find them occasionally at the rack stores. That's how I found this one. It came with an aftershave lotion. I use it from time to time. I smell great after I shave this head. Matter of fact, I might do it tomorrow because it's time for me to shave again. I shave on Sundays. It's kind of my thing. It's what I do. It's how I roll. Is my Tar Heel straight? Let me know in the comments. Get it online. Get it in a rack store. But get it. I know I'm spending the most time on this one, and we're getting personal. I'm getting close to you on this one. Because I'm a firm believer that every guy needs to own this because every woman loves how this smells. You single? You wear CH Men Prive. You married? You go on a date with your wife? You wear CH Men Prive. You go to a wedding with your girlfriend? You wear CH Men Prive. It's just how it works. Number 2 spot. Yes, it's that good. So number 1's going to surprise you a little bit. I enjoy all of these. And as much praise as I just gave Invictus Intense and really gave to CH Men Prive, if I had to pick one boozy fragrance, it's the number 1 on this list. And it's going to shock a lot of you. It was in my top 5 date night fragrances video as an honorable mention. Because yes, you can wear it on a date. My wife actually enjoys this fragrance. This is more wearable than its counterpart that's sitting right here. You done figured out what it is as soon as I did this. It's Bentley for Men. The original. Another one. Haven't put a real big dent in it because it's loud. It's a little tiny bit less loud than Intense. But where this one shines, because this is still 12 plus hours, this still almost fills a room. That one fills a room. This one's 6 feet and beyond. It's a screamer too. It's a Brillo pad fragrance. This is spicier and boozier. You know that's 2 out of my 3 favorite chords. Spices, booze, and sweetness are my 3 favorite chords. Tobacco's a close 3 with sweetness. I love this fragrance. You can get this one cheaper than you can get Intense. $24. Steal. Highway robbery, which you can get this for. And you know what? It's underrated. So underrated. Bentley for Men Intense gets all the hype and all the praise, and this one gets overlooked. And this is the better fragrance. I said it. This guy right here, TLTG Reviews, said that Bentley for Men, let me make sure you can get the name in it, Bentley for Men is better than Bentley for Men Intense. Yes, it's kind of redundant to own both, but they're different enough that you can wear them for different situations. This one's louder, more leather, smoky woody. This one's spicier, more rum boozy. They're both great fragrances. I'm not knocking Intense. I just like for Men better. They're definitely cold weather fragrances. Don't you wear these in the summer. Don't you do it. No, no, no. Ah! Oh, bad. No, don't wear this in the summer. Way too much for the summer. But this is awesome. Hope y'all had fun with all that just now because I did it to entertain you. But get your hands on this one because eventually we won't be able to find this one anymore either. If you already have Intense, don't bother unless you just want to take my word for it. But if you don't have either one and you want something that you can wear more, this is more wearable. Still pretty serious, but this is more wearable than the original. Number 1, the original Bentley for Men. This is another one that you can go 2 spray. You can really get away with 1 spray on Intense. 2, 3 max. You can do 3 easily on this one, 4 max. And I mean 4 is pushing it. Seriously. Really, that should be a 3 max too. But I'm a heavy sprayer. But anyways, as always, guys, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, all the suggestions. A few of your suggestions were answered in here to show you, hey, look, I do have them. I do like them. I do wear them. I love all the feedback and all the support, guys. At the recording of this video, I think I was at 451 subscribers. I'm starting to get to a point where I'm hitting a stride where I'm averaging like 15 subs a day. I'm growing at a pretty rapid pace for being in my 7th week. I mean, I've seen a lot of channels based on from when their first video was to where they are now, that it took them almost a year, 8 months, 13, 14 months to get to 1,000. Guys, I'm on pace to do that in another month, thanks to y'all. And I greatly appreciate that. I had no idea so many people would enjoy me, enjoy what I have to say in my opinions. And I just, you know, to get serious and appreciative for a second, I just can't thank you guys enough. I love it. My phone blows up all day long. It is crazy hard to balance this group, this channel, all the comments and feedbacks, the text, the messenger alerts that come with this, just for as small as I am right now, with trying to sell cars. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world right now. I'm loving every minute of it, guys. Keep it coming. Got a lot of mo, Balboa. Come on, keep it coming. But as always, guys, until next time, if you get your hands on some of these, especially Bentley for Men, NCH Men Prive, I guarantee you, you give them a spray now, you will thank me later. Have a great evening, guys.